of the country, Mr. Speaker, the Parliamentary Approval Act, Mr. Speaker. If a nominee is incompetent, the committee cannot say anything other than that he is incompetent or she is incompetent, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Order. Member for Order. Take your seat, Junet. Member for Keyo South. I'll give you an opportunity to have your say. This is not a public rally. This is the National Assembly of Kenya. The right for everybody to say what they are saying corresponds with the right for everybody to listen to those who are saying. Just listen to your colleagues, you'll also be listened to in the same decorum.
Mr. Speaker, when we say as a committee that someone is not suitable for this job, we are not imputing any improper motive of that person, Mr. Speaker. We are just saying that person is not suitable for this job. He can do another job elsewhere, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, we are not here in this National Assembly to defend and protect anyone. We are just here to say the truth as it is, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that the committee found majority of the nominees to be suitable for the job they have been given. Mr. Speaker, it is this House that can hold people accountable. We cannot hold members accountable outside this House, Mr. Speaker. It is our constitutional mandate to hold people accountable here, Mr. Speaker. What is the point of sending someone to a job and after a year and 2 years again, you have to recruit again afresh, Mr. Speaker, like what is happening now, Mr. Speaker? We must take our job very serious this time because the ministers that we vetted at the beginning of this term were assumed that they are going to finish their term up to the election, Mr. Speaker. But they couldn't do. Out of 22 cabinet ministers who are in office, almost over 10 of them are not in office as we speak today, Mr. Speaker. 10 of them are at home.
Give him another 5 minutes.
More than half of the cabinet that was vetted by this House, Mr. Speaker, at the beginning of the term are at home. They have all been dropped because of reasons, incompetency, and other issues. So, Mr. Speaker, it is the prerogative of this House to decide who is going to be approved and who is not going to be approved. But we must take the report of the committee very serious because the committee did public participation. They interviewed the nominees, they listened to them, they looked at their CVs, they looked at their compliance documents, they looked at their physical appearance, they looked at their mental everything, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I urge this House, let us not belittle the report of the committee. The committee report is as important as what we are going to decide here, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the other issue I want to say is that we looked very much on the issue of integrity and accountability, Mr. Speaker. There were allegations that have been raised by certain members. There were issues that were raised against, for example, a nominee, Honorable Oparanya, Mr. Speaker. Issues of corruption, and we clarified, we said that the EACC has written, and the Director of Public Prosecution wrote to Parliament and said that there are no charges against that nominee, Mr. Speaker. And based on that, we made a decision. And himself, he appeared there and said, if there is any iota of evidence on him, on allegations of corruption, he is willing to resign, even if he's appointed, Mr. Speaker. Issues of drugs were raised about Hassan Ali Joe. The Minister for Interior, by then George Saitoti, came here and brought a report against him. Later, a report was brought to Parliament a week later that cleared him, Mr. Speaker. We looked into all those issues, Mr. Speaker, and we cleared all those people. Issues of opulence, sideshow, what's it called, arrogance, and show of were leveled against Honorable Murkomen. We looked at him, he came with a tie and a suit that did not look very expensive for that day. He should not put on another one going forward. He should continue with the same ones that he came to the committee, Mr. Speaker. And it was clear on those points, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we looked at the issues of commitment to public service, Mr. Speaker. Most of the nominees showed